Alright guys, what's up? Here we're with Credit Blitz, and today we're going to be playing a new account deck. Just to be clear, I wouldn't recommend Rhino really ever. I'd probably play Predator and Pitbull, and then maybe have like Shock Troopers instead of Talon if you're doing a low level deck. I think Shock Troopers are okay if you don't have access to the higher tier units. Like if you literally have just started your account and you can't play snipers and you can't play, you know, Razorback, then I'd play Shock Troopers, because then you don't have access to the better options. But yeah, so I wouldn't recommend Rhino. But these are all units you start with. That's kind of the theme. So we're gonna get started with this.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so we're going up against Nod. We're going to go Rifleman first, because Nod is potentially going to rush us. There you go. Not really a rush, but still it's something. Oh, interesting. So this means he hasn't gone Harvester yet. He's gone Rifleman and Laser. This is a very bad play by my opponent, because my one Rifleman can hold off his one Rifleman. And it's very easy for me to make another Rifleman to kill his Laser. But he's achieved nothing here. He's just lost his units for no reason. Alright, so we are going to go Rhino, because normally I'd say avoid tech switching, but Rhino is actually only good early in the game. So I want to make sure I use it while it's still good. Although now he's gone Double Harvester, I'm going to go Pitbull instead and go Harass. The reason to Harass isn't really to kill the Harvester, because that doesn't do that much. The reason to Harass is to distract his units from the pads whilst we're like, we force him to spend money. Like, he's built an air tower and and laser drones. And he's not focusing on stalling the pads, which is the important thing here. So as you can see, we're about to fire the first missile. Our opponent isn't doing anything to stop it because he's too focused on defending his harvesters. The first missile at 115, pretty slow still, honestly, not great. But he's spending a lot of money defending. Like, he keeps boosting these laser drones as well, which is even more money. Now he's realized what's going on, so he's moving to the pads. I'm just going to move off them, have him charge for me. And then we're probably going to go Talon, because it's just a hard counter. I mean, we could just keep using Pitbulls to kill laser drones, but we have Talon as well, which is a hard counter, so we'll let that, we'll use that.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
I'm going to use, pull my Rhino, my Pitbull back here so that his laser drones attack the wrong unit. This Centurion's obviously going to beat my Pitbull. We'll just pull it back, send an Orca in. And we'll turret to get rid of the shield. And then we should win the game pretty easily here. Yeah. Pretty easy stuff.
You are victorious. 3, 2.
Okay, so I've adjusted the deck now, because Renardin, who wanted me to play that previous deck, said to play whatever I wanted that was available at level 6. So now we're playing Rifle, Missile, Shock, Pitbull, Predator, Orca, which I think is a much better deck. The issue with this deck is going to be all the anti-infantry is infantry, so we're going to be really weak to Confessor. That's one of the units we definitely can't beat. Confessor not that common though, so it should be okay.
Building online. Unit ready.
And if opponent has flames or shocks or chems, it's going to end up being something of a mirror. Alright, so opponent is playing Catalyst, Gunship, and Shade.
Unit lost.
Whoops, I dodged it. What a hero. Wow. Okay, I guess the 2-range Catalyst Gunship there, giving me the business. And one of the biggest problems with the Catalyst Gunship is it's not even that good against missiles. So it's actually pretty easy to just spam missiles to beat Catalyst Gunships. And Catalyst Gunship obviously is supposed to be an anti-infantry unit, so it's pretty sad when it can't even deal with missiles very effectively. When you compare it to like a Razorback against missiles, it's just insanely bad. So he spawned his drill pod on my missiles and Pitbull, which is a big mistake, because it means that the drill pod is an anti-infantry, is a vehicle, so all my anti-vehicle damage killed off most of the flamers in the pod. Okay, well, this game looks pretty over. I just need to block this Chuggy and I win.
Nuclear warhead launched.
Easy game.
Objective complete. 3, 2.
Alright, so we're gonna go rifles first.
New objective.
Scout out because it's against Nod. And also we're gonna start charging the missile quickly because he's playing Kane. A lot of the times people playing Kane are also playing Tech. Oh, he's opened wheels, exciting. That's slightly unusual, you don't normally see wheel opening from Tech players, so maybe it's not Tech. Tech normally plays barracks because it's so cheap. Like the cheapest way to defend your harvesters. Okay, well this should be a very easy bike rush to defeat. I'm guessing now he has a chemical buggy. Based on the units I've seen so far, I would guess this is a chemical buggy deck. Because he's opened wheels, he continued to make wheels. Oh, it's Fanatics, okay. A little surprised at the random bike squadron there then. Like, it kind of made sense up until the random bike squadron. Alright, so we are going to make some shocks. I don't really like shocks against Fanatics that much, but if the opponent doesn't know how to use Fanatics, then shocks will do just fine. You have to stack up 2 Fanatics on defense to beat up on shocks. Even now it's not going great for the shocks. This is why I'm not a big fan of shocks. Okay, so the shocks do end up losing because they have to move away from the wheels. We probably want to get Pitbull here to deal with the wheels more easily. And he sent a stealth tank at my harvester, which I'm going to use a predator to counter. I don't really care too much if he kills the harvester, it's not a big deal. He's definitely going to try and stank my Pitbull. I'm going to run away from that. Right, yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get him to misfire onto the shock troopers. Now I should be able to kill off the stank before it reloads. Yep, cool. And then, yeah, we win easily, I guess. Maybe? He shot the shock trooper as well instead of the tank. Rip that guy.
Mission accomplished. 3, 2, 1. New objective received.
Alright, I should have gone rifles first actually, but I forgot.
Building online.
Just defaulted to harvester there. Should have gone rifles first because obviously chance our opponent is playing Tech and also he's playing Nod, so we don't want to get rushed. Although normally it's quite easy to defend rushes if you're opening barracks. If you're opening War Factory, rushes can be a little scary, but if you're opening barracks, it's normally quite easy to defend them. Right into air tower. Alright then, we will go Pitbull. I talk a lot about how you don't want to be the first person to tech switch. This is why. Because he now has a Venom, but I have a Pitbull, so I'm still winning. Like, I have 2 rifles for his laser, and I have a Pitbull for his Venom. So I'm still ahead in this matchup. Now he makes a Shade, and it's really easy for me to beat it because I have Pitbulls. Pitbull's just an insane unit. And then we'll get some missiles in case he takes out both of these Pitbulls with the Shade. He doesn't, that's fine then. And basically I just get to carry that early game advantage into the mid game. I take the missile because he went into this tech first, which meant that I could immediately counter it.
Unit ready.
I get to kill the Shade for free. Ooh. And now he's going to go tech units, I imagine. He'll just do nothing for a while and then make some tech units. This is when you want to put a little bit of pressure on the harvester, because it forces the opponent to spend some money defending it. And there's a flame tank, so we'll make a predator, which will take something like 15 years to get to the middle of the map. Once it gets there, oh boy, that flame tank is in trouble. It takes so long. What's in here? Orca? Alright, we'll send an Orca over there, and then we should be able to win the game here. I can also turret, hopefully, here. Yes, I can. That's cool. There we go. Easy win. Oh, a Phantom. Uh-oh. Maybe not easy win. Maybe not easy win at all. Except Actually, really easy win.
Launched. Enemy base destroyed. 3, 2, 1.
Alright, I'm gonna go rifles first, just 'cause I want to get on the pad early. Chance of your opponent playing tech is always very high
Harvester ready.
in the current meta game. So it's good to get that missile charging. Also, if we both open rifles and I have defender advantage like this, that's also good for me.
Unit ready.
Because now he's the one who has to tech switch, which, as we talked about last game, you don't want to be the guy tech switching, because then your opponent can just immediately counter you. He's already got an air tower. I've scouted his building. You shouldn't build the building until you build the unit either, because now I've seen that he has an air tower. I know that I need to make a pitbull. So now my pitbull is already ready to go. I mean, I saw the Talon before I made the pitbull, but I was, you know, I was aware that I needed to back up and be ready for an air unit. Now we'll get this 2v1 over here. Obviously his levels are not great. That is a factor, but given, like, I don't believe it would actually be a relevant impact on this matchup here. Okay, so then we're gonna make some shocks, and we're gonna just micro to block whilst killing this Talon. Drops over here, and then we should be able to just win this missile. Pitbull runs away a little bit. There we go. We're gonna lose the pitbull, but that's not a big deal because it already killed 2 Talons, so we're up still. Actually want to lose these 2 riflemen. Oh, there we go. I'll let the turret kill them. And then I'm going to build a Predator and go after this Harvester just to put pressure on. Of course, by the time the Predator reaches the Harvester, it'll already be too late and he'll have tech units out because Predator is so slow. Wow, he made an APC. Okay. I'm very surprised he made an APC because he sees that I have a Predator, which is like the best unit against APC. So yeah, this was a pretty weird decision by my opponent. As you can see, we've just immediately killed it and brought shocks in to handle the missiles as well. So this is not a great play either because shock troopers have decent base damage, or structure damage I should say. So by spawning it on top of shock troopers that are idling, they're just going to kill it. Like, if you want to make that play, you should engage the shock troopers with something else in front first. Well, that was meant to be a pitbull instead of more shocks. Oh well. Yeah, you should engage the shocks with something else. Or you do this, where you block the unit coming to the pad right at the end of the missile. That's also a good turret. Yeah, his turret, his second turret wasn't great. His first turret was okay, but his second one wasn't great.
Objective complete.
Okay, there it is, guys. Pretty easy 5-0 with a beginner deck, I suppose you could say. A deck you can play with only level 6 units. There's lots of things you can do with only the units you have at the start of the game. There are a lot of ways to build this deck. You can do something like this. You can play the Rhino if you really want. Like this. This was the original thing we were going to play. It's fine, but it lacks a little bit of punch because Orca's the only expensive unit. I also think Zone Troopers are very good. So you can play like a Zone Trooper deck. If you're going to put Zone Troopers in, then this becomes your big anti-air and like your big anti-air and anti-vehicle. So at that point, you don't really need Predator or Talon so much. So at that point, I think you are better off with something like this. Yeah. Or maybe even this. To get yourself early game potential. And then obviously once you unlock Liang, which is very early on, you just play Liang because Liang is busted. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that. And I'll see you all next time.